Trauma is not only about living through difficult events, but it's not just the event, it's also the aftermath of the event. Okay? In other words, there are layers and layers and layers of the way I perceive that trauma. It's not just the facts of what happened in the trauma. There's a conscious attachment. That's the way I remember the trauma. That's the memory, that's the meaning. But then there's the unconscious attachment of what fuels that trauma, right? Of what was misplaced in consciousness in that trauma, what I didn't recognize. Hashem wants us to recognize that there is a lesson in that trauma. Every trauma we go through, there is an absolute loving light and lesson, a springboard to greater consciousness and strength that Hashem wants us to reach. So that's the finished end of the process. Until we don't reach that finished process, we are blinded into information that's not the full picture. It's like leaving the movie in the middle, right? We need to not deny coming to terms with the full gamut, coming to terms with the processing of the trauma, recovering the lost information that's embedded in the trauma. And what is that lost information? It's the loving, kind message that Hashem wants us to retrieve. And those are the certain parts of the trauma that we weren't aware of, that we need to become aware of. We're allowing to rise new perceptions, new potential that was hidden underneath the layers of consciousness that we built. Now we're lifting that consciousness out, and new layers of consciousness are arising up that is allowing us to see things from a different perspective, from a more lighter perspective, from a more loving perspective that Hashem wants us to see. Kind of when you're changing, when you're like moving houses, right? Everything's in boxes and it's very uncomfortable, and it's like, wait a minute, where's the pot? Where's my clothes? Where's the socks? Where are the albums? Everything's all over the place. It's a mess for the purpose of setting it up anew. The opening up part, things seem like chaotic and all over the place. You feel a little disoriented almost because someone took you out of your chair. Yeah, they gave you a new chair, but I don't feel it's mine. It feels odd. There's a new garment. It's like when you buy a new pair of shoes, you get blisters, right? You want a new pair of shoes. You love a great new pair of shoes. Gorgeous looks, your feet looking, but you got to break into it. What's waiting for you is a gorgeous light. What's waiting for you is a new you that you didn't even know existed until you didn't move the curtain away. It's like I say, what's hiding behind curtain number one? Like The Price is Right, Bob Parker. What's awaiting for you behind curtain number one is a new you, a gorgeous you. Once you get to move, God willing, with Hashem's loving kindness and grace, He wants you to see that amazing light that's waiting for you after He's coached you through and strengthened you up. God willing, the program will enable you to see that beautiful light, that energy body that you're inviting in front of you. It'll be radiating such gorgeous energy. You'll be transmitting and glowing, and that's the glow of new energy, of releasing the muddled up transmitting of light. Now the light is coming out and flowing out with beautiful streams of grace and light. And I can't wait for that process to take place as we go through the program and then after as well.